Hello, guys. So,
Yeah.
welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about all the brouhahas about visas, visa ban, and everything in between. So, we've had a lot of news over the past few weeks about visa ban, visa pause. We want to share with you all your options and some of the things that you can do, especially if you are somebody coming to the US to study or if you are coming on a visitor's visa. So please join us as we talk about all this. We are going to focus most of our discussion on Africa, West Africa, especially Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and all that. So we believe that we can touch on your issues and help you find calm or find answers within all this noise. So I have Paul with me. Paul, thank you for being with me, and I hope you are doing fine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a long time. I think this is maybe one of our first videos, 2026, right? So,
Yes,
yeah.
it's been a while.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, yes. So let's start from the partial suspension of visas, and here we want to focus on the news that surround Nigeria. Recently, we've heard that the Trump administration have suspended visa issuance for students and visitors or people who want to come to the US on a tourist visa, and that took effect on January 1. So basically what that meant was that anyone who want to come to the US or who are applying for a visa, non-immigrant visa, specifically for student visa and for visitors visa, wouldn't be issued a visa. But we've heard a lot of news about people going for visas, going for interview and being denied. Paul, I want us to begin our discussion from that. How do you see or what is your take on this, especially when we know that there's a visa suspension, but still people are going to the embassy and the embassies too are interviewing them, only that they are being denied. So what do you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the problem first, right? Then we can all react to the what is happening at the embassy in real time. Again, it's speculated, but that's how far we can go. So the problem first is, and we're using Nigeria as an example, but I think that might also represent other countries in the same category, which is number one, Nigeria seems to be facing the permanent ban that primarily affects immigrant visas, I think, as part of the 75 countries that were banned across the world. And then number two, with the specific non-immigrant category, it looks like Nigeria is also in the category for the partial ban. Right. The partial means that, depending on what the conditions of the application are, it may or may not apply. And then there's also the $15,000
visa bond,
visa bond or reciprocity fee, or it's sort of named and rendered weird. But I think the most important thing here is Nigeria is in that bond. Nigeria is in all of the other two categories as well. So it makes the situation a lot more complex for Nigerian applicants, both for student and for visitors visa. And that basically means that in addition to all the various reasons why a student visa may be denied or a visitor's visa may be denied for a Nigerian or any other country, any person from any other country with a similar situation, might also be that the person or the person applying is from a country that has been banned on multiple levels. So right now they are not just considering whether or not you qualify based on the regular things that we know, whether like intentions, funding, all those kinds of things. But also now there's also like a big issue about political discussions about bans and limitations and those kinds of things. And I think what you were pointing us to is, okay, so what is going on in Nigeria right now that it doesn't seem like people are being told transparently what they are being denied the visa for? Are you denying me the visa because my country is on one kind of a ban list or not? Or you are denying me the visa because I do not qualify? I think that's where the confusion and ambiguity is. And from the contacts that we have, it seems as though it's practically everybody. Again, everybody is like difficult to determine, but it's outrageously common now that if you're a Nigerian, as long as you enter the embassy, you are going to come out with a denial of some form or sort. And so the confusion is, okay, why are people being denied, and why are they not being told why exactly they are being denied, whether it's because they are on a ban list or it's because they just don't, at the basic level, qualify. And I think for me, my first reaction is frustration. You know,
Yeah.
it's very frustrating because you would expect that there will be a clear communication on somebody's platform. I don't know if it's the embassy, the government.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
Paul,
who's
I think
responsible
the
for that.
embassy
But
have made a clarification on their platform. And if,
okay,
yeah, so according to the embassy, let me see.
yes,
I think they issued a communique on their
yeah,
website somewhere December 22nd. And they said effective January 1, 2026 at 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, in line with presidential proclamation, blah, blah, blah. Restrictions are limiting the entry of foreign nationals to protect the security of the United States. And they list what is being restricted. So here you have about 19 countries. That was the first restriction, which Nigeria is part. So I want us to focus on that. Then we talk about the other restriction with other countries like Ghana, because the first restriction, Ghana wasn't part. Ghana became part of the immigrant restriction, which prevents people who are applying for immigrants. So if you won a lottery or you are applying for a K1 visa or a marriage-based green card visa, you will not be granted a visa, right? So we'll come back to specific issues with Ghanaian students or people who are not part of this and what it means, especially when it comes to dates, availability, and all that. There are so many things that are impeding visa issuance today, even those who are not banned. But for the Nigerian student, they specify that for non-immigrant visas, B1, B2, and F1, M1, J1, student visas will not be issued. So that comes to the fact that if I'm a student in Nigeria applying for a visa, should I even go ahead with the interview?
I think let's just pause right there. I think this is it comes down to like, okay, now I had the impression that there should be some form of a communication. It looks like there's clearly some kind of a communication. So then it looks like the entire responsibility is on the applicant right now.
Good.
Well, or maybe not even entirely, but majority.
Yeah.
Right? Majority of the responsibility is on the applicant, because there's been a clear communication that this is what the embassy is going to do henceforth. So if you collect money, take your passport, pay the fees, and you still go ahead and apply, then
no matter your case, like, no matter you'll be denied. It's like you go through the interview, you'll be denied.
Yes,
but
you will certainly be denied.
Why isn't that the embassy?
Exactly, that's the other side I was coming to. That said that, like, you know, the other side of the whole thing is, yes, majority lies on the embassy, on the applicant, but also the embassy could do something. Like you could shut off the application and stop collecting the fees, I think, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure there may be some reason for that. I don't know what the reasons are. Maybe you have ideas about what the reasons are, but you know, we can only control what we can control, which is our applications as applicants. We can control that, right? At least that one we can. So again, it's very difficult to tell people don't apply because people have their own views. And one of the main reasons why sometimes applicants seems to have the behavior that they have, even when communications have been made very clear on platforms like this, is because everybody thinks they are special, right? Yeah. We all think we are special. We all think, oh, my application is unique. Mine, it will be treated differently. Mine is on a different timeline because of something that I know, because of something that I have done special, because I have prayed, because I trusted different, because I did mine different. We are always hoping that our situation will be different. And I think that's very optimistic, to be honest. And I think it should be commended that it's very optimistic. But, you know, it's not every optimism that really is something that will take you somewhere, really. So, you know, I think that has to be mentioned. But also mainly for people to just know that this is a decision that the embassy have taken. This is it's a stance that the nation has taken right now, and they are being you know, very selectively clear about what the moving forward processes would look like for certain countries. And so for me, if it were my sister, my younger brother, my older brother, my relative, somebody that will ask me of my opinion, should I apply for a visa from a country like maybe Nigeria or from any of these countries on this particular ban list? My answer will probably be no. Just wait for a while until we have further clarification. But until then, it looks like the automatic decision that everybody is going to get is going to be a denial, and that's very sad.
And Paul, I don't think it's even wait for a while. The answer is no. Don't go for the interview. And the concern is I've already booked. My interview is coming. Reschedule. If you can reschedule as far as possible until you see a communication that state that the ban has been lifted, there's no need for you to go ahead. Because when you go, you'll be denied. And when you are denied, you lose the money. Right?
You do, yeah.
For the embassy, as Paul, you touch on that. For the embassy, they might not shut it down, or they may welcome people and interview people. And even though they know the obvious response is denial. And after you are denied, you forfeit your money. So
you do. Yeah.
It is important. And people are very desperate. People are very worried. I spoke to students who have scholarships, PhD students, and they are very worried. They went through a whole lot of process to get this scholarship. And now they are not getting opportunity to be interviewed. And even if they are interviewed, they will be denied. So the concern, Paul, I want us to move to what should students do? For example, there's a student who sent me her transcript. She went for the interview. She was interviewed and she said, the visa officer said, everything seems okay, but I'm sorry, I have to deny you. Now, this person is frustrated. She's concerned she might lose her scholarship and all that. How, if you were a student in this mess, right, in Nigeria now, how should you respond? You've had a scholarship. Now, there's a visa ban. You cannot go for the interview. What would be your right response now?
Yeah. I mean, it comes down to what you can control and what you cannot control, right? There are certain things that are within your limit of control.
Yeah.
Like applying for scholarships, you've gotten that, doing the interview, you've gotten that, you've gotten your admission, all those packages, those ones depend on you. So that's something that you can put in an effort to make something happen for you. There are certain things that you cannot do anything about, really. Like you cannot sit at a table and talk at the international level about what the relationship between your nation and then the nation in which you want to go and study should be. You there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
And I understand it's very frustrating, it's very difficult. But if I were a student, I would try as much as possible to calm down and trust that something is going to change in the future, whether it's near or in the past, or in the future, right?
Yeah.
Something is going to change soon. The other thing is be in communication with your school to see what they can do as far as the funding that you've gotten, the admission you've gotten, would look like for the next year or two, right? Especially since the issues around the visa is not dependent on you. There's nothing you can do about that, right? So you can always stay in communication with your school and negotiate very hard and let them know, come on, I'm willing to come. I have applied. I have gotten all of this. But it's not up to me that my country has been put on a ban list, or it's not up to me that I can move forward. I cannot move forward with the visa process. So let's negotiate on the terms. Can I enroll at a particular time? How long can I keep my scholarship for? That kind of thing. Negotiate really hard. And I really believe that there'll always be a reason where an exception can be made about a particular policy as far as scholarships are concerned.
Yeah.
There can always be an exception. If you're a great student, you've gotten the scholarship because of your hard work and your merit. If because of a ban, you need to be deferred or put on a certain list or be given a specific, preferential treatment so that you can enroll at a later time, my God, I think that can be done.
Yeah.
So if I were that student at this time, the first thing is to try to stay calm, not panic too much and not think that my life has come to an end or there's some enemy or some devil trying to attack my life, something that will make me feel a lot more negative and like really, really down and depressed. But mainly try to be in touch with the school and like press them a little bit with some politeness, of course.
Yes.
Press them a little bit to treat you different as far as the benefits you've gotten them would be. Those are the two main things I would think of, honestly.
And Paul, let me add that sometimes most of us from Africa, we don't know how to ask the right questions or how to present ourselves to make our case. When I was applying for my PhD, I spoke to a professor who looked at my case and was like, "Oh, you have a very impressive background." But one of the key problems I have with most African students is you don't know how to sell yourself. And I'm saying this because sometimes some of the schools, we don't press them enough. The best question you could ask is, what are my options? Email your advisor, email your graduate coordinator and ask, so what are my options? Then go back with questions. Like sometimes demand opportunity to speak to a higher officer. Perhaps you are talking to a DSO who is saying, no, you cannot enroll and we have to cancel your admission. Don't just accept it.
Don't accept
Can
it.
you accept? Can you ask the person, is it okay for me to talk to the graduate coordinator? Can I speak to my advisor? Sometimes you may request even a Zoom call or send direct, strong letters. I remember when one of my students was coming to the US during the COVID time, this guy had an admission with a good scholarship. Because of the COVID, the school recommended that he begins his studies online. Now, he began his studies online, and when it was time for her to come to the States, the school is telling, this is a male, so him. The school was telling him that we cannot issue an I-20 because you've already started on. Like, they were trying to make it his fault.
Yes.
Because he started online. Now, when he talked to me, what we did was that we just have to copy the email the school wrote to him. And refer to the school what they said to him. And requested to speak to the director of admissions. And when we copy the director of admissions, we even copy the school president. Now, they came back with a letter apologizing. They are sorry, miscommunication, so they have to issue the I-20. That is the power of knowing how to argue your case, because sometimes even the person who gave you the admission or the I-20 might have changed work. The person is not no more even in the office.
It doesn't work there anymore.
Yes, it doesn't work there anymore. People change jobs quickly here in the US. Or
maybe they don't even remember or understand the details of the previous communication.
Exactly. So you have to push them. Of course, sometimes schools say based on our policy, then demand to see that policy. Don't just say they said based on your policy. When you see the policy, you could see that the policy say that a person admitted to a PhD program can defer for a specific reasons. Can you trigger those policies in a way that can speak for you? And sometimes if you don't know how to go about it, the best is to ask people around, email professors, or ask even the professor you wanted to work with. I didn't get the opportunity to go for a visa interview because of the ban. What are my options? All the time, use that question. What are my options? And I believe that will work a lot for students.
I just want to clarify too that like this is with the things that you can do something about.
Yes.
Right? We are not saying, oh, go there and be stubborn and press whatever and go and be impolite, because we know our people. But that's not the key thing, right? The key thing is not that. But the ones that, certainly things can be done, things can be adjusted. It's not in your control. You've done everything possible. Those are the ones that we are saying with clear communication, try and negotiate for more time. So that as we all trust for, things to be lifted on the higher political side, the door will be open for you to attend your interview. But things like, okay, can you write me a letter so that I can take to the embassy? People do that. Write me a letter so that I can take to the embassy, then they will treat me special. Forget that. That's never going to happen. Those things don't work, right? We are just talking about things that have gotten to do with you and your school specifically. Your school cannot do anything about the government's decision.
Yes.
So don't go and push them and say, write me a special letter, give me this. Right.
And
no.
Sometimes the school rather suggest to give those letters. Oh, we can give you a letter. I've seen a school that have even suggested or gotten a letter through a senator to a student trying to use the senator's letter to argue that the student can use the letter at the embassy. And I try to tell this student that those letters do not work at the embassy because
don't go anywhere.
Yes, it doesn't go anywhere. The embassy is autonomous and they don't believe in this. letters. If there's any letter the school can give you, it's like approval for you to arrive late. That one, your I-20 state that class starts 1st January, and the school is saying, oh, we can make changes
adjustment for him to
extend the stay for him to come on January 15th. That is a letter that makes sense. But a letter that is compelling the embassy to attend to you because you have a scholarship will not suffice.
Those ones will not happen. So I think people, that clarification needs to be made so that people will realize that the encouragement we are giving to people is not for people to go and like push boundaries on places where things cannot be pushed. But it's just to say, in some cases, clear communication, asking for more time, asking for more options, asking for things to be adjusted in a way that would allow you more time, so that as the discussions and the dialogue are going on the political side, things can be clearer. Those things can be done.